It's very natural for most on-screen couples who have intense love stories scripted for them to end up mustering up enough chemistry to spill over into their off-camera lives. Similar to the iconic Game of Thrones pairing Kit Harington and Rose Leslie, so many acting couples thrive in their relationships formulated on screen. However, not all of them make it in the long run. Still, today's countdown is taking a look at some of the greatest celebrities to ever fall for one another on set. So, with all that being said, do you have a favorite on-screen duo who fell in love IRL? Don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments, and let's jump right in. Taking our 10th spot is Miley Cyrus. Miley fell extremely hard for Liam Hemsworth in 2009 when they met as leading actors on the movie set of The Last Song, and real-life romance ensued. They got together the next year and spent several in a majorly rocky on-off relationship until their official breakup in 2019. Despite The Last Song's negative reviews, audiences couldn't help but admiringly watch their storybook love blossom from co-stars to partners. In their time, they've shared 2 engagements and 2 splits between 2012 and 2016, an actual marriage in 2018, and a whole divorce 8 months after. Most recently, Miley dropped her newest song and music video, Flowers, and the world can't help but speculate if she's shading her ex-husband while also trying to decipher how many ways she supposedly did so. Firstly, and probably most importantly, Miley dropped the melodic track marking a new era on Liam's 33rd birthday. Then there were the lyrics responding to Bruno Mars's love song, When I Was Your Man, which a handful of outlets once claimed Liam dedicated to Miley. Other apparently shady Easter eggs reported in the music video include Miley's oversized suit, more lyrics referencing their previously burnt down home, and Miley doing a similar dance move from one of their many quote embarrassing red carpet moments. However, neither Miley nor Liam has publicly commented on the gossip around Flowers, so this seems to be mere theories. Before we jump into number 9, go ahead and subscribe to Where Are They Now if you've listened to Miley's comeback. Taking our 9th spot is Lili Reinhart. Riverdale actors Lily and Cole Sprouse began dating when the show debuted in 2017. After a brief romance, they broke up in 2020. Still, the CW show has been subjected to quite a few behind-the-scenes couples, including Veronica's Camila Mendez and Reggie's Charles Melton. However, given Lily and Cole's original comic storylines for Betty and Jughead, they seem to be the most interesting couple to break out of the franchise. Many believe their off-screen relationship had to do with Bughead's first on-camera smooch and the startup of their show romance in general. And despite remaining in the overall show's run, soon extending into their 7th and final season, the couple publicly confirmed their March separation when the 5th season rolled out. Taking our 8th spot is Vanessa Hudgens. As one of the most iconic Disney pairings, High School Musical leads Vanessa and Zac Efron reportedly started dating in 2006 and split in 2011. While High School Musical was the Disney original movie to close out all D-Chan OG films, the pair's off-screen romance hit home for fans, which probably served as their biggest heartbreak when the couple did separate. Though it's not determined when Vanessa and Zac officially began dating, they continued to date after High School Musical 3 and remained friends throughout their breakup. Despite Vanessa and Zac seeming cordial enough as exes now, one ex who's not in the clear from Vanessa's relationship shade is Austin Butler. Vanessa has been real silent in the media lately, especially after her ex-boyfriend of 9 years referred to her as a friend on social media. She and Austin originally broke up back in January 2020 while he was filming for Elvis, and are now respectively seeing other stars. But this didn't stop Vanessa from publicly voicing her opinion on Austin's noticeably talked about voice change. According to Vanessa, she originally encouraged him to go for Elvis, and Austin still uses his Rolls accent now. Instagrammer Ryan Scott suggested that this is Austin's way of winning over voters for the award seasons. Writing on the social platform, he went to the Lady Gaga School of Campaign Acting. On the post, Vanessa commented, crying, while also double tapping the IG post for good measure. Since the breakup, Austin and Vanessa have not been following one another. Taking our 7th spot is Blake Lively. Blake and Ryan Reynolds are still together and have been married since 2012 after working opposite each other as the Green Lantern leads. It may not be telling from their very first Comic-Con appearance together, but they've been destined for this from the start. The Gossip Girl actress and her Canadian heartthrob hit it off after their respective breakups from Penn Badgley and Scarlett Johansson, and the confirmation of their relationship came about in 2011. This led to a lovely South Carolina wedding ceremony in Mount Pleasant the year after. Since the couple welcomed 3 daughters and are still strong contenders as one of the best on-screen lovers to make it out alive. Blake most recently took time to reflect on many mistakes. The starlet spilled all the details about the demise of her lifestyle website Preserve. In 2015, the virtual shop met its end after a single year of operation, known to be a destination where craftspeople could formally sell uniquely special items made by Blake and her team. The actress cited majority of her website's downfall as it never catching up to its original mission. In a very recent entrepreneur sit-down, Blake recalled the finality of Preserve's short-lived time on the internet, chalking the closure up to behind-the-scenes stuff we just couldn't figure out, while also describing the website's shutdown as awful. However, her supportive husband, Ryan, stuck by her through it all. Taking our 6th spot is Courtney Cox. 1996's Scream film set saw less screeching and more sparks when its main actors Courtney and David Arquette met in the mid-90s for the start of the hit slasher franchise. Following their 1999 wedding, Courtney and David popped up in numerous films together and continued to enjoy career success during their marriage. However, they also frequented couples therapy and ended up breaking up in 2010. Despite carrying lots of love for one another, they cemented their split through a divorce a mere few years later. Now, Courtney's reprisal of Gale Weathers is here for Scream's newest 6th installment. The horror franchise is bringing on Ghostface unlike ever before, unveiled in Paramount Pictures and Spyglass Media's January 19th first full trailer. Based on the sneak peek, Ghostface seems to single out Gale individually as he stalks her, opening up to a notably nerve-wracking scene between the film's characters on Halloween in the subway, where they're subjected to being surrounded by people in the killer's costume. Scream 6 will release in theaters on March 10th. Taking our 5th spot is Jenna Dewan. Jenna and her former husband Channing Tatum met on the set of the dance romance film Step Up in 2006, separated in 2018, and divorced the year after. Even though their meeting and love story is pretty cliche, it wasn't hard for fans to root for the couple who hooked up after Step Up wrapped. They got married in 2009 in Malibu, California, and welcomed their daughter Everly 4 years down the road. Their divorce followed a few years later, however they still remained very supportive of themselves and their child. Jenna most recently shared that Everly has taken up an interest in dance too. In a Kelly Clarkson show interview from January 17th, the actress revealed that Everly, nicknamed Evie in the sit-down, loves Irish dancing, and it's her biggest passion. Jenna dished how Everly took on the hobby after Jenna showed her river dancing videos. Everly soon requested to get signed up for classes that specifically specialized in the style, and further expressed her excitement about wanting to pursue it, with Jenna noting how, rather than taking a tap and ballet like most little dancers, Everly was competing in Irish dance performances. Taking our 4th spot is Angelina Jolie. The classic tale of on-set lovers probably blew up from this pairing, as Angelina and Brad Pitt from Mr. and Mrs. Smith started seeing each other in 2005 on and off until they broke up years later in 2016. Brangelina served as Hollywood's ultimate power couple and was shaping up to be the celebrity pairing success story of all time. However, reality kicked in, and their humbled beginnings of falling in love on set led to a messy, tumultuous relationship that is still rocky now. After separation, messy custody battles, property management disputes, and all. The couple wound up having 6 children and starred in their 2nd and final romantic film as a married couple in 2015's By the Sea. They cited their official breakup as irreconcilable differences, and the world was heartbroken. However, even with their current beef, Angelina has been trying to move on with her life and brought her daughter Shiloh along to meet Paul Mescal. While connecting over caffeine, the actress met with Paul in light of rumors that he and Phoebe Bridgers had a hushed split. But this wasn't the romantic date most fans speculated. Angelina admitted the meetup occurred because Shiloh enjoyed watching Paul's play, as per an exclusive US weekly source, who added that the outing was a quote, friendly coffee and nothing more. Taking our 3rd spot is Reese Witherspoon. Reese and Ryan Phillippe falling in love on the 1999 set of the Cruel Intentions titled film seems like a rather twisted fate. However, this didn't stop Reese and Ryan from hitting it off for a few years before their breakup in 2006. The pair first met at Ryan's 21st birthday party, but their relationship really kicked off when filming the 90s teen romantic drama. Even without knowledge of their marriage after the film's release, it's not hard to see the authentic chemistry between Reese and Ryan on screen. The exes welcomed 2 children before calling it quits. Netflix most recently released a new trailer featuring Reese in the platform's upcoming movie teasers for 2023. The streaming network unveiled a handful of highly anticipated flicks, trailers, including Reese's new rom-com Your Place or Mine with Ashton Kutcher. The jam-packed trailer shows a split-screen moment of Reese and Ashton's characters talking on the phone, and progresses into great reveals of some of Netflix's biggest film moments. Your Place or Mine is set to debut on the streaming platform on February 10th. Taking our second spot is Rachel McAdams. Rachel and Ryan Gosling from 2004's The Notebook was another iconic on-screen relationship that eventually trickled into a real romance. Their split took place in 2007, and years later they filed for divorce in 2017. But if there was any on-screen relationship that fans wanted nothing more than to see prosper in real life, it was Rachel and Ryan's. Even though during the film's filming, they reportedly despised one another and were constantly at each other's throats, after production wrapped, the couple's relationship turned around and heated up in a good way. 2 years together, followed by a fleeting reunion in 2008 ensued, but in the end they both went their separate ways. Like a few other stars on today's list, Rachel's most recent endeavors includes a new trailer release for her starring film adaptation of one of the most beloved adult novels of all time, Are You There God, It's Me, Margaret. Ahead of the movie's release, stemming from the Judy Blume classic, Lionsgate dropped its first peek, all while adding new production stills of Rachel and her co-star Abby Ryder-Fortson. The movie is directed by Kelly Freeman Craig, who also adapted Judy's novel for the screen, and is slated to hit theaters on April 28th. Taking our first spot is Jennifer Garner. 2003's Daredevil set produced former lovers Jennifer and Ben Affleck, who was referred to as America's sweetest couple in their time, but separated in 2015. The pair first met on the 2001 set of Pearl Harbor, but in the few years following, Ben was seeing his giggly co-star Jennifer Lopez. It wasn't until their Daredevil superhero outing that Jennifer G and Ben became interested in each other, and went public with their relationship in 2005. They hosted a Caribbean-themed wedding ceremony a year later, and remained together 10 years later with 3 children. Their finalized divorce took place in 2018, and Ben is now remarried for the second time to J-Lo, while the 13 going on 30 alum is reported to be seeing her on-off boyfriend John Miller most recently. That's been today's WATN. I've been your host Michaela, and thanks for watching, friends!